Hello, welcome back to 40 Proof Crime. Sugar and spice and not so nice is how you describe these little killers. In Dunkirk County, Kilkenny, Ireland, a series of tragedies occurred. They were all the handiwork of 11-year-old Mary Marr. Mary had 4 sisters and 1 brother. Maggie, who was 8, Katie, age 1, Bridget, age 3, and Statia, who was 4, and John, her brother. 3 of these would die in quick succession, without any apparent reason. 21st of August 1906, 1-year-old Katie would suddenly die. The 27th of August, 3-year-old Bridget would mysteriously die. On September 8th, 4-year-old Statia was found dead. And on October 17th, 11-year-old Mary would attempt to murder her 8-year-old remaining sister Maggie by strangulation. Mary's father Michael and mother Margaret lived in a small cabin with their 5 children. Mary was the eldest, so in the absence of the parents, Mary would act as the housekeeper and mother to the children. Up until this point, nothing unusual happened until August 20th. On that day, 1-year-old Katie had unusual fit. Mary was alone with her at the time. The baby did not die and did recover. However, the next day Katie passed suddenly. No suspicion arose at this time, and the baby was buried within 6 days. Soon after, on the 27th of August, Bridget, who was 3, was playing happily around the house, then suddenly died without warning. She was laying in bed. Her hands were by her side. Her bedclothes were arranged neatly and her eyes were closed as if she was sleeping. Again, Mary was the only one in the house at the time. On September 8th, 4-year-old Statia dies. Again, Mary was alone with her. This time the child's body was cold and stiff, as if she had been dead for some time. Mary ran to the neighbors and they notified the police. The inquest, but did not know any more after than they knew before. 17th, while her parents were away, Mary tried to kill her remaining sister Maggie but did not succeed. Maggie claimed that
Mary put our brother John out and locked the door behind him. She tied my hands together with bootlaces. She brought me into the bedroom. She then told me, "Say you prayers." Mary then told me not to make a sound. She pushed me down on my back, climbed on top of me. She put one hand on my mouth, the other she put on my neck, and tried to choke me. I could not scream. I was on the bed when I awoke. One of my teeth was knocked out and others were loose. The door was open and Mary was gone. The bootlaces were off of my wrist and I was bleeding from my throat.
The police went to arrest Mary, but Mary was missing. She was sent on an errand and disappeared. Soon after, Mary's body was found floating in a stream close to her home. They came to the conclusion that Mary had taken her own life. Her reason for killing her sister will go to the grave with her. Now we are going to Granville, South Carolina, meet Virginia Hudson, 7-year-old killer, who was jailed on July 25, 1887. On the Saturday before, in Tippins, and Fanny Hudson went off to attend a celebration, expecting to be gone all day, and left her 1-year-old boy in care of her 5-year-old son. Fanny left her 3 children, Virginia, Tommy, and Sam, who are 7 years, 5 years, and 3 years. When the women returned later that day around sundown, they found that Virginia, in a fit of rage, killed the 1-year baby Waverly and made an attempt to kill his 5-year-old brother George. It appears that after the 2 women had left for the day, in a fit of cruelty, Virginia beat the baby on the head and all over his body, rubbing sand in his eyes and mouth. Then, after seeing he was dead, took off his clothes and threw him in the well that was near the house. When the body was recovered, he had signs of a horrible beating. His skull was fractured, his right leg was broken, and his chest was crushed in. Even though 5-year-old George was not as old or as strong as Virginia, her attempt to kill him failed. In her rage, she tore the latch from the door and beat him with it, bruising him severely. She tried to throw him into the well with his brother, but she herself said,
"He caved and I could not get him in."
The nature of the crime by a child produced excitement and curiosity in the neighborhood. After interviewing the mothers and other children who were direct witnesses, they came to the verdict that the 1-year-old boy had come to his death by the hands of Virginia. She was then taken to jail. She did not seem at all bothered by her current situation and stood at the cell door or walked around the room where she was confined. She showed no remorse.